as I did. So we're about to enter into our Q&A session, and in order to mainstream that as much as possible, there are really two ways to raise your questions. You can either raise your hand and unmute yourself and ask your question, or you can use the chat function and we can address the question there as well. So these would be the two ways to do it. If you are, please, if you're addressing a specific presentation or specific facility, just let us know which facility that is, so we can have the presenter answer your question. So that is, if any questions, really, please let us know. So okay.
It's not really a question. I have one comment I would like to make, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
We are talking about transnational access, and of course we are inviting everyone to come up with nice ideas and experiments. And it's a competition, of course. We will do a selection. But I want to emphasize that it is a good idea for people that have an idea to get in contact with the facility manager in an early stage, because it's just allowed, and you can just sit together with the facility manager and discuss your idea, and they will support you in developing your proposal. And that's, I think, an important asset to the project. That was it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Don. Yeah, that's a great comment indeed. It is so much better to get in touch with the facility early on, just to ensure alignment of expectations for one thing, but also to work together and get that collaboration going. We have one question for Sedex. How many projects can be expected to be approved in this go at Sedex Lab? So Jose, this one is for you.
Actually, in the Geolab project, we can only accept one test per each call. So now we are beginning to run the first test for corresponding to the first call, and in the second and the third call we can make two tests, one for the second call and one for the third call. If you have any question, you can, I mean, in the presentation you have my contact, and I'm very delighted to answer more questions on that.
Thank you. Yes, and obviously all the recordings for today's webinar will be made available on our website and knowledge platform. So you would have all the presentations as well for a quick revisit when that happens. Also for Sedex, so another question. The length of the track is 21 meters. If a transition zone is to be implemented, is there a way to deal with the boundary effects?
Okay. Well, actually, the testing facility has 21 meter is 21 meter long, as you know, as you have said. But actually, the test section is only 7 meters. We haven't performed any test on any transition zone. It's something to discuss deeply if you are interested. There are some possibilities, although also some problems. So it's difficult to answer, to say quick answer to your questions. But if you are interested, contact me and let's have a chat on that.
Yeah, perfect. I think you'll be taken up on that offer, Jose.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Thank you. So are there any other questions for any of the other facilities? From what definitely from what I remember from our first webinar, which took place last June, 1 year ago, there were a lot of questions around access. I don't know if there's anything that is access related. I know that Ton already highlighted some of the specific requirements, being transnational access and all that, but we're happy to also work with you if there are any specific access questions. The access policies in general can be found on our website. So please feel free to visit the page on the website. But if you have any questions now specific to access, we're happy to address those. All right. And I guess maybe a question for all the presenters and just to show what the call for proposals is, really we already showcase specific examples, but perhaps it would be worthwhile to talk on how the previous call for proposals, the specificities and, the logistics on the previous call for proposals. So any specific challenges or lessons learned that we can highlight on this session perhaps would be useful. I don't know, Ton, if you have any specific thoughts on that.
I think somebody like Suzanne could better answer that question, because she's the one who is in contact with people that have an idea and has the experience. I don't have that.
Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, of course. I was just wondering if we can give a little bit of, I guess, an idea of how the first call for proposals has gone. So different challenges or logistics problems that we had at the beginning. Anything that might be useful for the participants to know for this time around?
Well, I think that the most important thing is what Tom already said. When you have an idea, even if it's only a fake idea, start with contacting the facility manager. And if you don't know which facility is most interesting for you, just contact a facility manager. I am the facility manager for Deltares, and you can contact me and we will just have a chat on Zoom or Teams, and then we can have make a plan who is best to contact, which facility is most interesting for you, or you can discuss with. Last year we also had one group who is now finally going to do experiments in our centrifuge. They contacted nearly each facility manager and made a careful choice. That's possible too. So just send an email and make an appointment to have a chat. This way you have quickly have a clear idea what you can expect, what the facility can offer you, and what is needed beyond that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. It's I guess it's an interesting idea. Contact everyone and see which relationship works, right? Both for the installation and for the people there. So yeah, that's definitely a very, very good point. It is okay. Caterini, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you very much all for the exceptional presentations delivered today in this webinar. I'm interested in how could better be valorized such technologies to cultural heritage critical infrastructures. So I don't have something specific in mind, but in my university and in a couple of universities that I do have collaborations here in Greece, I will definitely study the findings and all the deliverables you suggested in your website, and I will come back to you with specific questions, because everything presented today are very, very, very interesting. Thank you very much. And congrats to all. Exceptional work. Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Caterini. Thanks so much. John, perhaps if you want to address Caterini's question.
Can I add something?
Yeah, please, Jose.
Yeah, it's also to remind that in Geolab project, not only you can ask for performing tests in our facilities, but there is also a program, early stage researchers, that allows sorry, people that are making their research in any university to visit our facilities during some of our projects. Now, the first call of this program has been is finished, but next year another call for this program is going to be is scheduled for next year. In this, with this program, any researcher of any eligible country can go to any of the testing facilities to learn how to perform the tests. In our web page, I'm sure that this program, you can see what this program is about, and the next call is going to be announced at the end of the year.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. So it is really something that we do every year at about the same around the same time. So similarly, our last webinar was in June, and the deadline was early October. So it is something that it's following the same timeline, more or less. Are there any other comments to Ekaterina's question from our side?
And I see, Anna, that there is a question for me in the chat. So if you don't mind, I can ask. I can answer it. Yeah, of course. I think we've already answered the two questions, but I don't know if there's another question to you. Yeah,
please.
I mean, what is the frequency range you can excitate on the ballast? The hydraulic actuators can apply loads up to 50 hertz. Although we are not usually use sinusoidal signals, but in general terms, 50 hertz are the maximum.
Perfect. Thank you for that. That was, I'm guessing, a private message, a direct message, because I couldn't really see it on the chat. Oh, that's great.
Sorry, I didn't realize that it was only for me.
No problem.
Sorry for that.
Good, nice catch, because I was like, okay, we answered these questions. That's great. Excellent. Thank you all. Are there any more questions on the specific installations? As to reiterate, it is best to directly schedule a call, but if you have just to get in touch and schedule a call with facility managers. But if you have any quick questions or anything just on top of your head right now, we're happy to answer that and just to give you an indication. I don't know if there are any other private messages that possibly are not in the chat for any of the other presenters. Okay. I guess, I don't know. We'll just give it another minute or two, but I just want to again to reiterate what Tom said at the beginning during his presentation. It is we do have a knowledge platform where we would have the recordings from this webinar, but where we also have all the information and all the reports from that would be produced by this call of proposal. So any relevant information really can be found there. And if you are uncertain as to what that may look like, or if you want to have a better understanding as to what has been done to date, it is an excellent opportunity for you just to log to register for the knowledge platform. It's a very easy registration, nothing too complex, and as Tom mentioned, you can access that through our website, and from there you have a lot of information on our reporting on joint research activities and transnational access, and again all the recordings from the previous webinar, this webinar, and also the networking event in Madrid. So we invite you, to visit our knowledge platform. Hopefully it will be useful. Okay, I don't know if there would be any other questions really. I don't think there are, unless someone would prove me wrong now. But I think it was really a great occasion to bring everyone together and to give these examples. It's definitely easier to contextualize what can be done in our facilities within this call for proposals. And I want to thank all the presenters for their excellent presentations. They were also on time, all of them, which was great. And it's not that common to have everyone really respect the timeline. So really thank you for doing that. Really from my side, as I mentioned, the knowledge platform, but also please follow us on social media, so on LinkedIn and Twitter, visit our website, and if you have any queries, any questions at all, please get in touch with us. We're more than happy to schedule a call and to discuss your ideas, help shape them, and potentially collaborate with you afterwards. As Tom said, it is a competitive process, so you need to submit an application which may or may not be successful, but it's definitely a good practice to just get in touch with us and we get to discuss, and we never know what kind of initiative we can cross paths. There are also several other things that we're doing, different training workshops, internships, and things like that. So please join us. Please just get in touch with us. It will be a pleasure to answer any more questions. Okay, perfect. So another 2 questions from Ekaterini. Do the testing facilities are accredited, and do they participate in inter-laboratory comparison tests?
I think I could say something about that. These facilities are really experimental facilities, and so accreditation is something for a standard laboratory, I think. So speaking for Deltares, I know we do not have an accreditation for our centrifuge and Geolab facilities. I don't know how it's for others. And we are indeed planning to do some kind of comparison test. So sort of, I wouldn't call it a whole benchmark project, but we are going to do some small comparison test between the different facilities.
Great, thank you very much, Tom.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that there are many more questions.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we can perhaps close today's webinar. So again, really thank you everyone for attending, and once again to all the presenters, excellent work, and to all the people attending, please get in touch with us. We're more than happy to discuss. So that would be really from my side. I don't know, Tom, if you have any final remarks here.
No, I hope you take the opportunity to get in touch and get involved in our project, and I hope to meet you in Zurich. That will be the next big event.
Yeah, please save the date. We'll be issuing communications on our social media and website and all of that. But as Tom mentioned, from the 14th to the 18th of November, we'll be having a networking event in Zurich. So hopefully we'll be able to meet at least some of you in person there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all. Have